So 47-42 Bears. Absolute insane game last night. I've got a sore head. I'm glad I put annual leave in for work because I would have been as useful as a chocolate teapot at work today because I'm not feeling it today. But 576 total yards for the Bears. Unbelievable effort. The running game got going by our rookie. He had an absolutely amazing game. One guy having what 176 yards. Also, Loveland, another rookie, had a top game, two touchdowns, the last one that we're going to remember for quite a while because of the dramatic fashion of how he got the touchdown. Being joined today by Dave, so it's not just my ugly mug on camera today. But mate, come on, initial reaction to that crazy, crazy game last night.
You know what? I want to make a few notes today for this podcast with you. And I watched the highlights again today, and I was struggling to write things down because it was happening all too quickly. And I'm always a firm believer in no matter what sport, the away team needs to keep the home crowd quiet, snuff, just keep it all nice and quiet. And my God, we couldn't have had a worse opening minute to the game, really. Um, I just watched in disbelief as sort of, I think his name was, I did write his name down. Was it Jones? He's picked the
James.
ball up on the, I don't know, 1 yard out of the red zone and he's running back 99 yards. And he went through our defence like butter. And I'm thinking this is really not a good start to the game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I kind of expected that it was going to be quite high scoring. I think the pressure was going to be on Caleb. You know, there's a lot of talk. There's quite a few twitchy legs going on about Caleb. I think next year he's gonna go up another level. But the pressure was on because Bengals defense is shit at best. So I felt like if he couldn't do it today and have a consistent game throughout the game, there was going to be more media questioning going on. I was really impressed with that last drive. I think that last drive for him because that was a gut punch. You know, when they got the onside kick, it was like, oh God. And then they got the touchdown to take the lead. That was a massive gut punch. So for Caleb to stand up, showed he had balls, and say, no, we're going to win this game because my reaction was I wanted to jump out the window and just give up because I thought that's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That typical Bears kind of felt like the Washington game last year, didn't it? Where, we just threw it away. But I thought Caleb
You know,
was great.
yeah. And on the back of that as well, we had I think, a bad call against us all before this craziness happened. You know,
Mhm.
we've caught the ball, we've got it back. You know, we basically scored a touchdown, and the fact that
Mhm.
was it Higgins basically
It's-
grazed his shoulder,
Yeah,
and they called it all the way back, and that really, I thought then that was the punch in the stomach that could have destroyed us. But and I think you're right, Caleb. He did something special last night.
Mhm.
Um, I felt his running game's better. Sort of Justin Fields-esque, if you know what I mean. Fields was pretty good on his legs.
Mhm.
But I thought Caleb was really good yesterday. But arguably, he got a lot of protection. There wasn't too many Bengals in his face, and he did have a bit of time to think about things. But what I did like, he didn't panic and throw the ball anywhere. He'd rather actually I can run this, and he did well. And he has got
Yeah.
a lot of media pressure. He's got a lot of media pressure. You know, Chicago's what one of the big three cities in the world. They love their sport, but and the pressure's always going to be on the QB.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before in other videos. Like, I don't mind media kind of criticizing performances and kind of looking at how his mechanics are as a quarterback, but it does seem like Caleb gets attention for other things like what color his nails are. Oh, he's got different socks compared to the other teammates. That's not good, teammate. He gets criticized for absolutely everything,
Mm.
and I do feel for him because he is. I mean, last season was just a shit show, and he wasn't looked after at all. And then this year, he just seems like a different guy because he's getting that help from Ben Johnson, who's doing an outstanding job with
Yeah.
him. But like I said, I think next year is going to be another level to him because I'm treating this year as his rookie year where he is going to make mistakes because he's, like you said, this is the first time he's had time to throw the ball. So he's actually having to look at different options. He's going to get the wrong option now and then because he's learning the game. And last season, it was just survival for him, wasn't it? It was just like, don't get knocked out because he just never had time with the ball. He just had to throw it. But I really loved that last drive to be able to kind of come back after like that sucker punch and to lead the team. I know the pass to Loveland. pretty bad defense. If that was the Bears defending, I would be a bit fuming that Loveland was able to break out. But fair play to Loveland. But even if he didn't get the touchdown, you just felt Caleb had the confidence to go out and do the job. And I don't think we've said that many times about a Bears quarterback, have we?
No,
But
I agree. I've seen I've seen Caleb when he was at Tottenham last year,
mhm,
and there's something about him. He's an A-lister.
yeah,
He can go all the way. Um, I get sick and tired of hearing about Josh Allen and obviously Burrows is off ill, all these Mahomes and all that. Yeah, they're all the NFL pretty boys and
mhm,
media boys, but Caleb's got a little bit of a spark about him as well, and I quite like that. And that's one of the things that always attracted me to the Bears. They had something a little bit different about them, a little bit of swagger maybe,
mhm,
and we need that. And I think Ben Johnson, he seems to be definitely the right man to look after Caleb. And going back to what you said about the pressure from the media as well, we've all got the NFL channel and stuff like this, 24/7 coverage. And,
mhm.
some of it's really good, but some of it's just filling airtime. And, I don't really care what Caleb's nails are like
Yeah.
or if he's having a new hairdo. I don't really care as long as he's throwing the ball and running the ball well for us and the Bears keep winning. Like sometimes you just want to keep winning, keeps that mentality going.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, talking about the swagger, I think last night was probably the first time I saw kind of Ben Johnson kind of open up the play calling a bit.
Oh,
It
yeah.
kind of felt like watching the Lions last year, the different plays, DJ Moore throwing a touchdown pass to Caleb and Agent coming out throwing a pass to Caleb. It just felt a lot more like Lions last season. And I don't know if it was because Ben Johnson saw Bengals as a team that he could do that against because the defense wasn't very good. But it was really fun watch, wasn't it? I mean, I mean,
No, it was. And just
gone.
watching Monungai, so I've said his name correctly. Oh my God, what a game! And
Yeah.
I think seeing him run through, but there was a couple of plays where he's got the ball, but the Bears are really driving him behind him as well and creating big gaps for him. And then I think it was frustrating a couple of times when we had to pass the ball back to Santos for a kick. So I thought some of those drives we were going all the way. And I don't like to be negative about players. And I always thought Santos was a pretty steady Eddie. And I posted that a couple of weeks ago. But
Mhm,
last night, Jesus, I was just, I didn't know what he was going to do.
mhm,
I watched a game afterwards, and mate, he's hit a 68-yard field goal. Was it for the Jags?
mhm.
It's the longest one in NFL history. And then you've got Santos, he's really struggling around 50 at the moment. Um, but because obviously we were driving towards the end for Santos to score, and I was still nervous. I'm sort of glad Loveland did what he did. Really, that took the pressure off
Yeah.
Santos.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I mean, talking about the running back, just going back a bit. What do you think we should do in terms of, do you think Swift is going to be the number one still when he comes back from injury, or would you give it back to the rookie? Because I'll
You
probably
know
be
what?
tempted.
I'm not. I watch the game because I really enjoy it, and I
Yeah.
like the pace of the game. And I don't always see the technical side, but what I saw from Monongo yesterday, he always made himself available.
Mhm.
And there was a couple of plays where he's peeled off to the left, and he's watching Caleb, and Caleb a couple of little flicks over to the top, and even when he gets the ball, he holds it tight, because they kept saying on the commentaries he's quite short, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's quite short, so but he can power through sort of like, you know what, you got to go with the form players, and of course, we've got our number one running back. We know who he is, and he is good.
Mhm.
But sometimes they need a little kick up the arse as well, just a little reminder as the youngsters are coming. So mix it up. Why not? He's been doing it with the tight ends.
Mhm.
Komet looks a bit lively. I don't know. Is Komet out injured? I don't know. 'Cause he did get
Y-
whacked on the head, didn't
Yeah, yeah, he went out for concussion, didn't he?
he? Yeah.
I mean,
And
he's
I posted that to you last night. I thought it was a
uh,
naughty little because he was down really, but I like the way that Johnson's using both the tight ends, and it's livened Komet up a little bit. But my God, Loveland's a quality player.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was quite a lot of controversy, like when we drafted him as a first round pick, wasn't it? It was like, why
Mm.
have we done that? But Ben Johnson loves playing with two tight ends, like he did that with Lions all the time. So Komet does need to kind of get a kick up the arse a bit because he's dropping passes, and I think we probably went to his best game, which was last season, wasn't it, against the Jags when at Tottenham, where
It
Komet
was
just
amazing. Yeah, I've got
met
it. I
unreal,
actually
wasn't he?
videoed him getting a touchdown. It was brilliant. He was
I
on
was behind
fire.
that. Yeah, I was behind him
Yeah,
behind that goal. Yeah, and like he was unbelievable, and we just haven't seen that on a consistent basis. And um, I kind of let him off last season because we weren't actually really throwing it to the Titans as much, were we? But
no,
yeah,
we weren't. No.
Loveland looks quality. But yeah, going back to Santos, I mean. I get you. I mean, I don't understand why we're not starting Moody because when he came in for Santos when Santos was injured, he was quality. He was confident, and every kicker in the league can kick a ball because that's why they're in the NFL. It's all to do with confidence, in my opinion. And Santos is just you could tell he looks frightened when he comes onto the pitch, and I just feel like just keep the man in who's confident. And Moody was confident. What is it, Moody? Am I saying his name right? Right. Um,
Yeah,
so I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure going to Soldier Field, and I think he's going to probably have to put Moody back in. I think because
possibly. Yeah. I suppose. I, I don't. Who we've got next Sunday? Do you know? I
the
can't.
Giants at home.
Right. So that's another winnable game there, isn't it? So that's the sort of
Yeah.
game you maybe leave Santos in just to get his regroup and get his confidence
Hmm.
back, maybe. Because he was because about 2 3 years ago when I went to Soldier Field, they've got like they had big banners and posters of certain players. It's when Santos he's changed his number. Was he number two before? And there was a big.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but there was a big poster of him, and I thought, oh, that means that means he's pretty high profile out there. And
Hmm.
then, but yeah, this year something's not working for him. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he was obviously when you think about the last game last season against Green Bay, and he got that winning field goal, and I
Yeah,
thought he might take off a bit, but he kind of gone back a bit again. Yeah, it's all confidence, isn't it, when it comes to kicking, and it's just. I
yeah,
feel like since Robbie Gold like left us, we haven't really had that kind of consistent kicker who can pull it through the bars. And it must be very hard to kick in Soldier Field as well. You could just see the conditions are rock hard, aren't they? Like the wind and all that. But yeah, I mean, also I don't want to like be too negative because a game like that is just so good. Like it's entertainment. Um, but the defense is a bit of a tough watch, isn't it, at the minute? When you look at the how like I mean the secondary's banged up, so I can kind of forgive him for that. But that we just need some help on that rush. Like we just got no
yeah.
rush from quarterback, have we?
No, and the thing is, like Flacco, he's a wily old fox, and he could see the Bears' defense retiring. And what is he? He's early 40s, isn't he? So, and he had good energy. I thought he played quite well actually, Flacco.
Mhm.
And to be fair, I thought when they got that second touchdown towards the end, what do we have left? 50 seconds, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, yeah,
50,
yeah, just over a minute, I
and I'm
think it was.
thinking,
Yeah.
no, but the emotions, like I said, I think I posted to you last night. It was
Mhm.
such a roller coaster of emotions. And then
Mhm.
my daughter and my wife were in the other room watching, I don't know, Come Bloody Dancing or whatever it is.
Aye.
And then, and I kept walking in there, and she thought I had Tourette's. So I'm going, oh, you're not going to blah 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 blah. And then, and then she goes, oh, did you lose? I went, no, we won. And then she goes, no. My daughter doesn't comprehend it. She goes, you only had about 20 seconds left. I said, it's all you need. And I just felt, the defence, they did, they did crumble towards the end. I know you sent to me early on in the evening, oh, Bears going to need 30, and 30 points to win it. And I jokingly said probably 40, and I
Yeah.
didn't think it was 47, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And when I watched the highlights today, I think with about 12 minutes to go, I think the Bengals are on about 25 points.
Hmm.
And I think, and my daughter goes, what was the score? I said, well, the Bengals definitely got 42, and it was just crazy. But
Yeah.
you know what? If it was like that every week, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean that's the issue, isn't it? I mean, I think Flacco's actually been outstanding for them since he's come in. But if you're not
Mm.
getting the rush and then a guy like Flacco is able to have time to throw it and then you're throwing it towards the likes of Chase and Higgins who are going against our third string defensive backs, it's a recipe for disaster, isn't it? Apparently the rumor is that we're going to go in quite aggressive in terms of the trade deadline and get some guys, get some more bodies on that defensive line. It is much needed. But we'll see what happens. Poles needs to get his finger out and sort that out because it was an issue last year and it hasn't been dealt with. I kind of understand you can't do everything at once, but it's
Mm.
just a shame because it feels like the NFC North is open at the minute because obviously Green Bay lost, Lions lost to the
Oh,
Vikings, so it was a great day for the Bears and it's there for the taking. I just feel like we may be a bit short on defense. It's going to probably cost us a bit. But what are your thoughts? Am I being a bit too over the top, or do you think playoffs is a possibility? Or
Um, you put me on the spot there. Yeah, I think the North is wide open. Vikings are decent teams, as are the Lions. Um, Green Bay, they always look like a thorn in our side, aren't they, to a degree? It'd be interesting how we compare maybe later on in the season against our divisional rivals. That could set a good precedent for the season. If we could squeeze into the playoffs, then everyone there's a 50-50 chance each game then.
Mhm.
Um, would it be good for the morale? 100%. Fan base, everything. And okay, Ben Johnson, I think and with Caleb, he's going to improve the offense. And I think you're bang on. We need to sort out the defense as well. Once we've got that sorted, and then, yeah, maybe we could look at the special teams. But I think build it nice and slowly. I don't think Ben Johnson's going
Mhm.
anywhere. Um, there was a lot of pressure on Eberflus. Eberflus, he tidied the defence up a little bit because he was like head coach and defensive coach, and okay, but offensively, Eberflus was bloody useless.
Yeah.
But Ben Johnson, he's something about him as well. He's got those mad eyes. I haven't watched any of the locker room media yet, and I'm sure there's going to be one where Johnson's been very motivational, which he's great at that sort of stuff. And you know what? You
Mhm.
can tell the players like him as well.
Yeah, they'll run through a brick wall for him. Like he's just, yeah. I saw his speech at the end, and I mean, he's pumped up, and he said it quite a few times. He wants to win now. So it's not like a development kind of thing. He might just be saying that to keep the players going, maybe, because you
Mm,
don't want to be flat, do you? And be like, oh, it's just a development year, whatever. Yeah, we're probably a bit short in terms of defense, but if we get guys in, you never know. But I do, I'm looking forward, but I think next year is going to be quite special. I think once we've kind of got those pieces put in, why not? Why can't we challenge for the playoffs? And yeah, dead exciting. I'm so happy that I've got Ben Johnson. Um, but yeah, just need to chill out now because last night's just taken the toll now, hasn't it? But no,
yeah.
but
I'm like you, I'm off work today. As you know, I was away for the weekend, and I
uh,
thought, oh, there's no way I'm going to work on Monday. Um, and yeah, back tomorrow. And there's a few. We got a few. I do wear a Bears badge on my uniform, and the amount of
mhm,
people that comment about it's great, especially when Yanks American guys come through.
mhm,
And the Yanks, they do like a bit of banter, and they see
yeah,
my Chicago Bears badge, and they all ask questions. It's great, and it's so much better when you got a winning or victory Monday, as the guys like to call it. It's so much
mhm.
better, isn't it?
Oh God, it makes Monday a lot better, doesn't it?
It does.
But no, yeah. But no, but thanks for coming on. That's been class. Hopefully, I'll get you back on us like in the future,
Oh,
celebrating a playoff
100%.
win, maybe. But no,
Yeah,
thank you.
definitely.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and yeah, go Bears.
Go Bears.